Hi everyone. As
Hello.
promised, we go live on Facebook to address your queries regarding the UPSC examination. जैसे कि सबको लगता है कि UPSC एग्जामिनेशन काफ़ी टफ होती है एंड राइटली सो. पीपल फ्रॉम डिफरेंट फील्ड सिट फॉर इट. बहुत सारे लोग बैठते हैं एंड at different levels of their education, so that makes it very tough. But as Athar and I both can vouch for, if you have a smart strategy, अगर आपकी एक smart strategy हो तो it's very easy actually to tackle the examination. So जो मेरा पहले एक पोस्ट था उस पर काफ़ी सारे क्वेश्चंस आप लोगों ने डाले थे एंड उसमें से मुझे एक जनरल आइडिया मिल गया कि what are the main problems that aspirants are facing. So we'll try to focus on those today and we'll again try to do this sometime later. मान लो कुछ छूट गया हो या कुछ चीज़ हम एड्रेस ना कर पाए हों. So I think जो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन हम सबको यहाँ एड्रेस करना चाहिए कि ये एग्जाम किस चीज़ को लेकर है, क्या एग्जैक्टली हमें हमारा मेन फोकस रहना चाहिए इस एग्जामिनेशन में, सो दैट we have a clear idea what are we dealing with. So UPSC examination per se, I think it's more about what's happening around you. आपके आसपास क्या चल रहा है, देश में क्या चल रहा है, विदेश में क्या चल रहा है. So you need to be very aware and very conscious of anything and everything around you. Atha, you would want to say something on this?
Yeah, she's absolutely right. I think, first of all, it's very important to get an overview of what this examination is all about. What is the demand of this examination? And once understanding them, then you should plan your preparation accordingly. So she's absolutely right that this examination is all about, understanding the things around you, understanding your country well, understanding, what's going on in the world.
So like I said, understanding what's happening. So it's very simple. To understand what's happening in present, you need to know what has happened in the past. So history becomes important. To understand what's around you, you need to know your geography well. To understand how your economy is performing, of course, you need to get your economics right. So that's how, the whole UPSC exam is all about. So of course, a clear bias है towards humanities. We are mostly dealing with subjects which are towards the liberal arts. So of course, जहाँ उतना साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी यूज नहीं होता है जो प्रोबेबली से अदर कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स में यूज होता है. सो हियर यू नीड टू बी वेरी गुड इन से हिस्ट्री, वेरी गुड इन योर पॉलिटी एंड लॉ, वेरी गुड इन ज्योग्राफी, वेरी गुड इन फिलोसफी. सो you have to first get this fact straight that this is a humanities oriented exam. and जब आपको ये अच्छे से समझ आ जाएगा तो अपनी स्ट्रैटेजी भी वैसे ही ओरिएंट करेंगे. नाउ अगर हम स्ट्रैटेजी की बात करें तो एज पर योर क्वेश्चंस मेरे को डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स ने अप्रोच किया. स्टूडेंट्स हु आर इन स्कूल, स्टूडेंट्स हु आर इन कॉलेज, स्टूडेंट्स हु आर डन विथ कॉलेज एंड वांट टू नाउ प्रिपेयर फॉर द एग्जाम, and those aspirants who are also working professionals जो पार्ट टाइम जॉब कर रहे हैं. So we are dealing with different categories of students and जैसे सबकी circumstances अलग हैं, सबकी level of education अलग है, तो सबकी of course strategy भी different होगी. So I think we'll go step by step. Since I also started preparing from school, so probably I can take on that. When we are in school, of course, I think the main focus should be clearing your board examination. So don't take too much pressure into thinking कि अभी से ही हम UPSC का इतना पढ़ लेंगे. It's not possible. आपकी भी उतनी एज भी नहीं हुई है, ना ही उतनी एजुकेशन लेवल हुई है. But of course, it's very good to start early. So the only thing you can do is develop newspaper reading and focus on the 11th and 12th NCERTs because those books only become the core books for preparation for UPSC. So अपना आप काम हल्का कर सकते हो by focusing on your school studies very well. And of course, if you can develop newspaper reading habit, then nothing like it. If I think we need to take a break here for one moment. There's a phone ringing. Yeah. Really sorry.
Carry on, you can do that.
No, I think.
Hello. Don't. अभी थोड़ा दिखाएंगे. Okay.
कौन था? Okay. If you are in college. If we are in college, then I think the strategy should be कि आप वो ही graduation subject चुने which you think you will also pursue for your mains. For instance, I had decided way before that I would choose political science as my optional in the mains examination. Thereby, I took political science also as my graduation subject. So obviously, उसने मेरी help करी examination में. Even अगर आप वो subject नहीं चुन पाए जो probably आप optional की तरह चुन रहे हैं, so probably try to orient your own subject towards that. Probably say if you're doing geography honors, so think about geography as your optional for the examination and start preparing for that. Acha. Again, if you're in college, I think newspaper reading again helps, and college is the right time to actually start serious preparation towards newspaper reading. Like I said, the UPSC examination is all about what happens around you, and the best way to keep track of that is do a lot of newspaper reading. So every day you have to spend nearly 2 hours on newspaper. So you would like to chip in here for college students?
Actually, we have also got a lot of questions out here. We're just going through some of them. First thing, as she was telling you well elaborately, how to go about it, and I think one thing that you need to be very sincere about is a proper study plan. So if you are in college or if you are working somewhere, it becomes even more important to you, because time is absolutely not a luxury for you. It's a scarce resource for you. So make a proper plan that like every day, if you are taking out at least 4-5 hours, whatever you are able to make best use of that time. So that is, I think, one very, very important mantra for clearing the examination. Then I think we are having a lot of questions here. We can go through these questions. I'll just read out some of the questions.
And also we need to address people who are already doing a job and preparing for the exam, because that's one question I often get. I think people who are also working, since I was not working, so I'm probably not the right person to address this, but I think even if you're working like a lot of my colleagues were working while preparing for the examination, you still need to somehow take out 5 to 6 hours to study. If not 6, at least 4 to 5 hours. And probably, like I know people who have got selected and who were already doing a job. So, they had very clever tactics how to, spend their time studying as well as working. For instance, one very good friend of mine, he was already in a job, and every morning to commute to his workplace used to take around 2 hours. So he used to listen to news during that point of time, and even download news videos or debate videos, and that's how he kept track of current affairs. So you need to formulate your own strategy how to take out those 4 to 5 hours for study every day.
He used
Okay, we can go through the questions which are coming in.
Okay, so I'll start with the top. With the last ones. Okay. So I'm in second year of graduation. Is it necessary to join coaching? So you can speak about that.
Yes, a lot of questions coming regarding to the importance of coaching. See, if you get a teacher, it's always good, right? Like, you'll get more help. But a lot of people can do even without it. So this question is actually a very personal question, in the sense that it depends from person to person. So if you think you'll study only when you have a teacher on your head, then fine, go for coaching. If you think you are self-disciplined and you can do your own self-study, then of course coaching is not required. Also, there are questions regarding whether only coaching gets you selected. No. In fact, a majority of those who don't take coaching get selected. So coaching is not the only thing which will get you selected. Regarding, a lot of people have issues about affordability of coaching. Well, nearly the study material and even the videos of teachers of nearly all coaching institutes are available online. So affordability again is not a question. All you need is a good internet connection. So I think that's something.
Yeah, that's indeed true. But another important aspect is, once you have joined coaching, make sure that you take best use of it. Many times what happens is that you go to some coaching classes, they're teaching you something in the class, and once you come back, you don't even bother to go through what you have been taught in the class. So I think it's important.
When I was in Delhi, and the same thing, like a lot of students in my coaching institute would be busy on their phones, would not be interested in class. So that's just waste of time and money. So don't do that. If you've joined a coaching institute, please take full advantage of this.
Okay, so I think it's important that after classes go back, revise that those notes well, what you have been taught in the classes, and you can also go through other books, from which you can further supplement what you have been taught in the class. That would be important. And apart from that, it's again not an absolute necessity to join coaching. There are, in fact, within our batch, the majority of, if not majority, at least a substantial number of those, selected candidates are ones who have not joined any kind of coaching. Yet at times, if you join a test series or something, that does happen. That does help. More important, be pretty liberal in taking notes. Don't have this mentality that you don't want to, even if fetch
and
notes
I
from
think
somewhere.
there's a lot of student ego in this, that no, I've understood it, so मुझे तो याद रहेगा. कुछ याद रहता नहीं है, आप एक दो दिन बाद वो भूल जाएंगे. It's human nature. So don't be adamant कि मैं ये note नहीं करूंगा या नहीं करूंगी. Be very generous in your notings. इनफैक्ट आप कभी न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ें, कोई किताब पढ़ रहे हो, कुछ भी पढ़ रहे हो, अगर आपको कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट लगता है कि अच्छा ये शायद मेरे एग्जामिनेशन से कुछ रिलेटेड है, ऑलवेज टेक अ नोटिंग.
Okay, there's one very common question. They say, please give a list of some books which are
Yeah.
necessary.
So this is I think this is the most often asked question कि एक book list हम दें कि कौन सा सब्जेक्ट कहाँ से प्रिपेयर करना. I think this is a question of a lot of aspirants. I think we can begin with history. So history has three parts. It has ancient, medieval and modern history. Ancient history is mostly asked in prelims. Medieval as well as in medieval history, some part of it, I think, tending towards the modern comes in the mains, but mostly ancient and medieval prelims में ही आता है. So when you know कि prelims is like a yes or no वाला question type, so you know that your preparation has to be factual. And when you know कि जो modern history है वो मेंस के पेपर में आएगा, मतलब यहाँ पे I have to be more analytical, more descriptive. So preparation strategy ही differ करती है. But however, for books, when we talk about books for history, ancient and medieval history as well as modern history के लिए तीनों के लिए 12th की NCERT होती है. We all study NCERT, trust me. Athara studied NCERT, I did NCERT, and most of the questions, of course, there will be some questions which nobody knows, but at least like 85 to 90% questions come from NCERTs. So for ancient and medieval Indian history, you need to do NCERTs. For modern Indian history, of course, the NCERT plus spectrum.
Yeah, she's absolutely right. And also especially for the students who are not from non-humanity background, say
Science
students and engineering students, NCERTs are really, they act as anchors. For example, you're reading history, NCERT books, they do help you, getting hold of some basic things. After that, if you read other books, they become very easy for you. So I would particularly, also focus on this thing that NCERTs are absolutely a must, especially for history and geography. Okay, then there's one question. What is the perfect strategy to top the examination?
Perfect strategy to top. We shall come to that later. First we'll complete the book list. You were talking about the book list. So
yes.
That was history. If we talk about geography, I think geography has two parts, physical and human geography. For physical geography, it's 11th class fundamentals of physical geography NCERT. It's a blue color ki NCERT, class 11th. For the human geography, we require 12th class ki yellow color ki, what is it called? I think it's called human geography only. So these two books are for physical geography and human geography. We also need to study a bit of Indian geography, which again I think 12th class ki NCERT and 10th class ki NCERT. So as you can see guys, it's mostly NCERTs. So those people who want to clear IAS are in schools, take your NCERTs really seriously. A new upcoming area in UPSC is environment and ecology. So environmental science is very important. A lot of questions are coming. बिल्कुल hot topic है ये. And I think environment के लिए best source है that you keep track of all the environment and ecological issues happening currently. So like कोई climate deal हो गई, climate change की कोई बात चल रही है, global warming की कोई बात चल रही है, कोई endangered animals की बात चल रही है, कुछ भी news में है. So please keep track of it. Plus I think there's this very good book published by Shankar IAS Academy. It's green in color, and I think it's easily available in the market, and even its free PDFs are available online. So guys, you can download that, and I think it's a very good book.
And also, like, when it comes to environment and ecology, the current affairs part becomes extremely important. So when you are say, yeah, so जब आप न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ते हैं, जब आप करंट अफेयर्स प्रिपेयर करते हैं, कि एक स्पेशल फोकस, स्पेशल इंपॉर्टेंस आप एनवायरनमेंट सेक्शन को दें. So many a times, so most of the questions which come in mains, they are much more related to what is happening, you know, in the current time rather than something very old. Okay, so polity and law.
Polity, I think polity, it's Lakshmikant, Lakshmikanta and Lakshmikant. There is no alternative.
That's true.
So there's no substitute. I think Lakshmikant is the most cliched book out there, but it's the best. So I wouldn't suggest anything else. I did Lakshmikant, and Lakshmikant, आप इतनी बार पढ़ोगे, like मेरी book तो totally it's like torn and in tatters, and I think we must have done Lakshmikant कितनी बार पढ़ा होगा? 10-15 बार तो पढ़ा ही होगा.
हाँ.
इतनी बार.
ये particularly also important है कि अगर एक बार पढ़ के don't switch over to another book. Read Lakshmikant again and again. And apart from that, there is a small book, PM Bakshi, in which you find bare articles of the Constitution.
Right.
So you can also have it. So what you can do is, when you're reading a particular chapter from Lakshmikant, you can also, you know, have that read the articles of the Constitution from PM Bakshi as well. It gives you, you know, a better picture always. So you can also remember at times some of the important articles of the Constitution as well.
To just translate that into Hindi, because we have bilingual friends here. अथर कह रहे हैं कि along with Lakshmikant, you should also read Constitution में जो actual articles हैं. So Lakshmikant is basically an explanation of those articles. So PM बख्शी की एक पतली सी किताब आती है जिसमें जो प्रॉपर लैंग्वेज में संविधान में जो हमारे एक एक करके आर्टिकल्स हैं वो लिस्टेड हैं, तो वो अगर आप साथ साथ लक्ष्मीकांत के साथ पढ़ेंगे तो आपको एक बेटर आइडिया मिलेगा और बेटर एक्सप्लेनेशन मिलेगी. देन आई थिंक what और कौन से हमारे सब्जेक्ट्स होते हैं? We've covered history, we've covered geography, polity,
economics.
Yeah, economics is like the most trickiest, you know, like सबसे problematic it's economics. Why? Because there's no good book on economics. Like we don't know कौन सी book suggest करे. Like हमने भी थोड़ा coaching से समझा, कुछ newspaper से समझा, कुछ मम्मी से समझा, कुछ uncle से समझा, कुछ auntie से समझा. So economics is like a very troublesome topic. But I think the only helpful thing is that economics आजकल जो पूछा जा रहा है in UPSC exam, it's more current affairs oriented.
That's true.
So you really need to have a very good track about what's happening in the economy. So you really need to read that business page जो हम सब skip करने की कोशिश करते हैं, जो हमें difficult लगता है, तो उसको थोड़ा समझने की I think you know.
Yeah.
You better in economics than me. Why don't you?
So I think economics के लिए a good strategy would be to first of all go with clear your basics. Say we always start with law of supply and demand. What is supply and demand? How a price is determined? So then what's the monetary policy? What is
I think
fiscal policy?
You have to speak in Hindi. There are a lot of girls who are like Hindi please. So speak in Hindi.
Okay.
Yeah.
So आप क्या कर सकते हैं? सबसे पहले थोड़ा बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट्स जो इकोनॉमिक्स के हैं उनको अच्छे से क्लियर कीजिए. जैसे लॉ ऑफ सप्लाई एंड डिमांड की बात की जाती है, हाउ प्राइसेस कैसे डिटरमाइन होते हैं इकोनॉमी में, एक मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी क्या होती है, एक फिस्कल पॉलिसी क्या होती है, एक जैसे इन्फ्लेशन की बात करते हैं, व्हाट इज इन्फ्लेशन, हाउ आर दीज थिंग्स रिलेटेड टू ईच अदर. सो एक बार वंस यू आर थ्रू दीज बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट्स, आफ्टर दैट व्हाट यू कैन डू इज यू कैन इजीली यू नो स्टार्ट रीडिंग योर करंट अफेयर्स, व्हाट इज गोइंग ऑन. आरबीआई का पॉलिसी स्टेटमेंट है, आरबीआई हैज नॉट चेंज्ड से रेपो रेट, सो व्हाट डज इट मीन, या इफ आरबीआई has changed the rate, so what does it mean, how will it impact my economy? So start with the basics and then keep a strong track of what's going on currently.
So I think for economics we really need to first read hamara, I think it's 12th NCERT which deals with it. We really need to read class 12th ka NCERT of economics to understand the basics of economics, so that we can understand what's happening in the newspapers, which of course was a headache to me, was a headache to him, was a headache to everybody. So economics is troublesome, but if we get our basics right, जो फिर बड़ी बड़ी बातें हो रही हैं, it becomes very easy. Also for economics, I think economic survey which comes every year, and the budget. as well
both
as
of
the
them are very important.
railway budget. I
Railway
think three
budget,
things.
yeah.
These, of course, need to be kept a track.
Yeah, economic survey especially. That's a general major statement. One of the most
and
authentic
especially पता है,
statements
and don't
that
worry,
we have.
economic survey पता है बहुत मोटा मोटा आता है. अगर तुम first introduction वाला chapter बहुत अच्छे से पढ़ लो ना, 90% काम वहीं खत्म हो जाता है.
Yeah.
So that's like a
That's
cheat
just
I
kind
can
of
give you, like a hint I can give you.
summary thing.
Yeah. So always
Yeah.
read the first introduction chapter of the economic survey. Yeah.
And also, economic survey has at present it has two parts. One part is fully, more of database. You find a lot of data. You don't need to, mug up stuff. And one part is mostly, it talks about what are the major issues in our economy, what can be the policy options. It's better to go through that portion rather than, trying to mug up the different data and figures. You would not remember them by the time examination would be on your head.
Another thing, I think economics is fine. We are done with history, geography,
polity,
environment. और कौन सा रहा?
Okay, ethics is there. World history, you spoke about world history as well?
No, we
Okay.
didn't address world history.
Okay,
World
talk about
history is left, and I think ethics.
There's one important question. Somebody has said new or old NCRTs. So
It's old NCRTs, not new. Old NCRTs. For everything, it's old NCRTs. For history especially.
History especially
History
you can
especially
read
is old.
and
New.
I
बाकी
think
subjects
geography
क्योंकि different नहीं है.
particularly geography you can go with the new NCRTs.
New ones,
They're
because
easy
they're
to read.
updated.
They're
yeah.
updated and easy
But
to
for
read.
history don't go for the new ones. The new ones don't have much material जो UPSC require करता है. For history especially, go for the old ones. Another question which is coming on screen, which I just read. Does it make a difference if you're a Hindi medium student or an English medium student? I think it doesn't. It honestly doesn't. It all boils down to how good you wrote an answer. So if you think कि मैं हिंदी में ज़्यादा अच्छे से आंसर लिख सकता हूँ, go for हिंदी. So don't feel कि नहीं हिंदी में मार्क्स नहीं मिलते या इंग्लिश में ज़्यादा मार्क्स मिलते हैं.
Okay, I'm looking for the.
Okay. So it's not like that. Please. So ये अपने दिमाग से हटा दीजिए कि हिंदी वालों को कम मिलते हैं, इंग्लिश वालों को ज़्यादा मिलते हैं. Choose whatever language. It may be Hindi, English, Telugu, Tamil. But if you can write your answers well, you can express yourself well, then that is what UPSC is looking for.
Okay, can you tell something about ethics paper? So, I think ethics is also left. You can talk about ethics.
Okay, ethics. Ethics is another. What do I say? It's a very tricky area. I don't know. What would you say?
It's of course, very tricky area. In fact, ethics paper is
Like
such.
I'm tired of speaking
The swing in marks is very huge. For example, if you talk about GS paper 1, most of the people do get marks between say 70 to 110. But in ethics, you can get marks either 150 and you can also get 50 marks. So there has been the case. A person getting 50 1 year in the ethics paper, next year getting 150, and that swing is huge. Then for ethics, as we know that in ethics paper there are two parts. The first part is slightly subjective and theoretical. The second part is that of the case studies. For the first part, I think it's important first of all to get hold of some of the theoretical concepts. There's this small book of Chronicle, lexicon Chronicle. It's kind of a dictionary of most of the terms on ethics and aptitude. Yeah. So you can go through it, try to maybe mug up or whatever, in whichever way, try to understand what those terms mean, what is aptitude, what is attitude, different stuff like that. Once you are through that, then try to write as many answers as you can, because at the end of the day the paper is more about what you understand and how you understand rather than what has been spoken by somebody else. For example, I guess in 2014
also I just would like to butt in here. One more book which is very good for ethics is Ethics by Access Publishing House.
Yeah,
in the last 50 pages, they've just given a lot of case studies for
Subha Rao and Roy Choudhury. It's also a very good book, Subha Rao. Ethics, ethics. Yeah, it's a very good book. I forgot to mention it. It's Ethics, Integrity and Aptitude by Subha Rao and Roy Choudhury. It's a very good book. Yeah. It has a lot of case studies, a lot of questions which you can practice. So it would always be advisable to do that. And for the second part of your paper, for the case studies, the only way to prepare is to solve as many case studies as possible, you know.
या केस स्टडीज हम बहुत बार इग्नोर करते हैं. जैसे मेरी स्ट्रैटेजी में भी समथिंग वेंट रॉन्ग, इट वाज दैट कि मैंने इनफ केस स्टडीज प्रैक्टिस नहीं की थी, और जब मैं एग्जाम देने गई तो एक्चुअली कम टाइम में उन केस स्टडीज को सॉल्व करने में मुझे बहुत टाइम लग रहा था. एंड आई गॉट उस टाइम लिखते लिखते आई वाज पैनिकिंग, नर्वस हो रही थी कि आई डोंट हैव इनफ टाइम एंड सो मेनी केस स्टडीज, एंड आई वाज जस्ट विशिंग कि काश मैंने प्रैक्टिस उतनी कर ली होती. So I scored 110, but if I would have practiced more, probably say 115 आ जाते. So practice makes one's perfect. And case study is something कि आप कभी भी practice कर सकते हो. मान लो prelims ही पढ़ रहे हो and prelims का आप बोर हो गए, just pick up a case study it, समझो कि प्रॉब्लम है, एक रियल लाइफ प्रॉब्लम है, उसे आप अगर कलेक्टर होते तो आप कैसे सॉल्व करते. So that's like a good pastime also, and it will help.